When I moved into the Willowbrook Lakes neighborhood, I thought I'd finally found peace. Clean sidewalks, trimmed hedges, a nice little lake nearby, and of course, a community pool that reminded me of childhood summers. But like most gated paradises, it came with its own monster. Karen Grayson, the first time I met her, she smiled that tight-lipped smile people wear when they think they're better than you. "You're the new one in lot 42, right?" she asked, clipboard in hand, sunglasses perched on her nose like a hawk scanning prey. I nodded. "Yeah, moved in last week. I'm on the HOA board," she said immediately. "I help keep things orderly here. I should have run. Instead, I tried to be helpful. When the HOA president asked for a volunteer to hold onto the pool gate key during renovations, I raised my hand. I work remotely, have no kids, and live literally next door to the pool. Easy. The plan was I'd monitor maintenance crews, log completed inspections, and ensure the gate stayed locked during off-season. Simple stuff, but the moment Karen saw me unlock the pool gate to let in the contractors, she started hovering. She'd walk over every time I opened it, peeking around corners, questioning the workers, and of course offering suggestions. I was polite, even though her advice was condescending. "You should keep it locked at all times," she'd whisper, even when contractors were clearly working. You never know what kind of people sneak into neighborhoods these days. What kind of people? Karen, but I kept my cool. Until the email came. It was early May. The HOA board sent out a notice. Pool opening delayed by 2 weeks due to funding. And pending safety inspections. Cue chaos in the community Facebook group. But no one was louder than Karen Grayson. She blasted the board, saying the delay was unacceptable, especially with summer approaching. She even threatened to start a petition. I stayed quiet, mostly because I knew what was coming. Karen started visiting me daily. "Why is the pool still closed? You have the key, don't you?" "Yes," I replied again. "But I was told not to let anyone in until inspections are complete. Liability issues." She rolled her eyes like I was speaking another language. "That's just bureaucracy. My grandkids are visiting this weekend. You can let us in for one afternoon, can't you?" I shook my head. "I'm not allowed. It's in writing." She glared at me like I'd insulted her ancestors. "You don't own the pool, you know." "No, but I do have the key and the rules from the HOA board. I'm just following them." That was the first time she stormed off muttering, "We'll see about that." The weekend arrived, and with it, the heat wave. On Saturday afternoon, I was grilling in my backyard when I saw her. Karen, in her wide-brimmed hat and oversized shades, marched toward the pool gate with 2 kids in tow. They wore floaties, swim trunks, and frowns that matched hers. She rang my doorbell like she was trying to break it. I answered, already knowing where this was going. "I need the gate open now." She snapped, "My grandkids are overheating." "I'm sorry, the pool is still closed. I can't open it. They're just children." "Do you want them to suffer? It's not about the kids. It's about liability. The board hasn't given approval yet." Her lips tightened. "This is abuse of authority. You're not even on the board." She spun toward the gate and shook it violently. "Let me in, or I'll call the cops." I didn't respond. I just went back to my yard, heart pounding. I didn't think she'd actually do it. But 15 minutes later, I saw red and blue lights reflecting off my fence. 2 officers approached me cautiously as I came out front. "Sir, we got a report of someone denying public access to community property," one said. I blinked. "Excuse me." Karen strutted out from behind them, arms folded smugly. "That's him. He's refusing to let homeowners use the pool. He's threatening people." My mouth dropped open. I calmly explained the pool was closed per the HOA board's orders, and that I was the assigned key holder until reopening. The officers asked if I had proof. I did. I pulled out my phone and showed them the HOA email chain, including the message from the president, authorizing me to lock the gate and restrict access until further notice. Then I pulled up footage from my Ring doorbell camera. In it, Karen was clearly seen yelling, "Let me in or I'll call the cops." "I don't care what the HOA says," the officer sighed. "Ma'am, this isn't an emergency. You can't misuse emergency services." Karen's face turned red. "But if you call 911 again for something like this, You could be fined. Karen turned on her heel and stormed off, dragging the kids behind her. The officers apologized and left, but I wasn't done yet. That night, I downloaded the footage from my security system. I labeled it, organized every email, every text exchange with Karen, and saved everything to a drive, because Karen wasn't going to back down, and I wanted to be ready. Sure enough, on Monday, an HOA emergency meeting was called. Guess who arranged it? Karen accused me of weaponizing pool access and being a gatekeeper who refused residents their rights. But I was ready when the HOA board asked for my response. I calmly plugged in the USB drive and played the clip Karen yelling, threatening, and then calling the cops over a locked pool gate. Gasps filled the room. I then showed the email chain from the board itself. One of the other members muttered, "I didn't know she did that." Karen's face was stone. Then the board president said something I'll never forget. "This behavior doesn't reflect the standards of our community. We'll have to take this seriously." Karen was speechless. But she wasn't done making my life miserable. Karen didn't show her face for 3 days. The neighborhood buzzed with the aftermath of the HOA meeting. A few neighbors even stopped by to say, "Good job standing up to her." But by the end of the week, she was back and colder than ever. She stopped greeting people. She'd walk past my house and scowl, muttering things like, "Power trip," and not even a board member. Then I noticed small things. My mailbox had been knocked off its post one morning. A few days later, someone poured what looked like oil onto my driveway. I knew who it was, but I had no proof yet. That changed when I installed a new motion sensor camera over my garage. One night, around 1 a.m., the camera recorded Karen sneaking onto my lawn with a bucket. She was dumping something near the pool gate before sprinting away. It was bleach. She'd poured it near the edge of my grass to destroy the new flowers I'd planted. I reported it to the HOA. The board was horrified. She received an official warning, but no action beyond that. I was furious, but I also knew this wasn't the end. So I started preparing my final move. Karen went full war mode. She started posting passive-aggressive messages on the community Facebook group. This neighborhood used to be welcoming until some people decided to gatekeep resources. One of her friends, another board member named Cindy, backed her up, stirring division. A few residents even sided with her, saying I was acting like the pool was mine. I didn't respond. I knew where this was going. Then I got an anonymous complaint from the HOA claiming I was abusing my position, and that several residents had expressed concern about me holding the pool key. I requested the names. They wouldn't provide them. Classic HOA secrecy. But I had something they didn't, the bylaws, and I read them. Every single page. That's when I found it. Section 8, Article 4, Emergency Recall Clause. It stated that any resident could call for a vote to suspend a board member if they gathered signatures from at least 30% of homeowners and presented clear evidence of misconduct. I smiled. Karen had no idea. Over the next week, I quietly visited neighbors house to house. I brought printed screenshots, camera footage, and HOA rules. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just told them what had happened and showed them the facts. Many were shocked. "She really called the cops over the pool? She poured bleach on your flowers. Wow, she's gotta go." By Friday, I had 42 signatures, well above the minimum needed. I submitted the petition to the board with a formal request for a special recall meeting. Under Section 8, Article 4. The board president, who'd grown increasingly tired of Karen, called the vote for the following Wednesday. Karen, of course, found out. She immediately sent out an email blast claiming I was slandering her name and trying to divide the community. But it was too late. The community had seen who she really was. The meeting was tense. Karen sat at the front of the room, arms crossed, face unreadable. I stood before the room, documents in hand. I laid everything out: the timeline, the harassment, the bleach incident, the police visit, the abuse of authority, and most importantly, the video evidence. When I was done, I asked one simple question: is this the kind of leadership we want representing us? Silence. Then, one by one, hands started rising. We took a formal vote. Karen was removed from the HOA board by a 75% majority. She stood, tried to protest, but no one listened. Not even Cindy. The board replaced her with a quiet, kind woman named Denise, someone everyone actually liked. As Karen left the room, she gave me a glare I'll never forget, but I wasn't scared. I was relieved. The war was over. Almost. 2 weeks later, the pool finally opened. Kids were laughing, neighbors were grilling nearby, and I sat in a lounge chair with sunglasses and a cold drink. Peace at last. Then I saw her. Karen. She walked toward the gate like nothing had happened. She wasn't holding a key because her privileges had been revoked, but she tried the handle anyway. Locked. She saw me, frozen in place. "You're really not going to let me in?" she asked. I stood, walked over calmly, and said, "You no longer have HOA access rights. Check the updated registry." She scoffed. "You're just enjoying this, aren't you?" "No," I replied. "I just believe in accountability." She tried to argue, but that's when Officer Daniels, one of the officers from before, showed up on duty for the event. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. Karen turned pale. "No, I was just leaving," she muttered. And she did. For good. She sold her house 3 weeks later.